Okay, guys, welcome to everybody that's listening in, that's live, and everybody that's watching the recording of this. If somebody sent you the recording of this webinar, my name's Todd Midget.
I'm Alicia Midget.
She's drinking something, so I caught her at a bad time. And we are co-owners, a married couple. We own a company called NC Fit Club, which is basically our fitness coaching business. And tonight on this call, which we are going to keep to 30 minutes or less, I'm going to kind of break it up into two parts. The first part, I'm going to talk to you guys. For those of you that are on the call that are possibly interested in a fitness journey, or maybe whoever sent you this is wanting to work with you on a fitness journey, or you guys have talked about possibly working out and trying to hit some nutrition, fitness goals, or whatever, I'm going to talk about that. And I'm also going to talk about what it means to be a coach for those of you that may be watching this and are interested in possibly becoming coaches and having your own fitness business. So first part first, let's talk about the exercise portion of this webinar. I was 8 years ago, I was 200, and the last time I had checked, I was 255 pounds. There was a point to where I just stopped weighing myself because I was going from size 38 pants to size 40 pants. And I was just like, okay, enough's enough. I'm just going to quit. 255 was enough for me. I was like kind of disgusted at where I was at. I have a feeling I'm pretty positive I was bigger than that. Obviously, she didn't care. She loved me regardless, but I didn't like who I was. But I never could get down or have an aha moment that made me want to change things until I had a really bad accident and I ended up in the hospital. And the doctor basically looked at me and was like, if you hadn't had as much girth around your spine, because I'd fallen on my back, and she said, if you hadn't had so much girth around your spine, you would have been paralyzed or dead. And that was my aha moment. I was like, I just remember coming home, doped up on pain medication, sitting in bed thinking, oh my God, like I was glad in some ways, this is going to sound weird. I was glad that that I was that I was fat, but at the same time, I was like, man, the fact that I was so fat actually saved my life, but that's not really a good thing. So it was kind of a confusing little battle inside my head. And I happened to see the infomercial for P90X, and I started, contemplating on making a change. And I remember her telling me, you're never going to do this. You're never going to stick with it. And don't judge her, because that sounded really bitchy for her to say that to me, but it wasn't, because she had seen me try to do things in the past and not stick with them. So I think it was a fair.
We had a treadmill. We had a weight bench.
Yeah, it was a fair assessment for her to think that. And I'm going to just switch the view real quick to us, just so you guys. There we go. She'd watched me do these kind of things in the past. So anyway, the journey began. I got down from 255 over a period of about a year or 2 years of doing multiple different programs. In the first 90 days, I lost 30 pounds. And then I eventually, after doing more programs and getting in better shape, and I became really hooked on the whole idea of working out, which I was 33 at the time. So at that time, I'd never worked out before. I got bitten by the bug. I was like, man, I like feeling good about myself. I like feeling more confident. I like what it did for our marriage. I like what it did for our sex life. I like what it did for my body image issues. And the lowest I ever got down to was 179, which was probably too skinny. And right now I fluctuate between 183 and 184, which is exactly where I need to be. And so when we talk to people about going on an exercise journey, for lack of a better term, it's not for everybody. You have to be willing and ready to start this journey with us or whoever invited you to it. And that coach, whoever they are, is going to try to have a real conversation with you. They're going to ask you questions so that we can help you understand what it is that your fitness goal means to you from an emotional standpoint. So like if you tell us that you want to lose 30, 40, 50 pounds, that 30, 40, 50 pounds has to mean something. Quick story, I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about so that for those of you that watch this and you have conversations with the coach that invited you, this is kind of what you're going to expect. We dealt with a lady last year that wanted to lose 30 pounds, and she came up to us and we were talking to her, and she was like, I just need to lose 30 pounds. I need to lose 30 pounds. And I'm like, why do you need to lose 30 pounds? What does that 30 pounds represent? The long story short, because it was like a 15-minute conversation, she had been dumped by her boyfriend 8 years ago. He had cheated on her with another girl, It completely crushed her. She had horrible self-confidence. It just put her into a tailspin. And for the next 8 years, she just let everything go. And she was at a point in her life where she was still single. She never really started dating anybody again. And she was just tired of being alone and being the cat lady or whatever you want to call it. And she was like, I just want to lose 30 pounds so that I can set up a Match.com profile and I can start dating again. And this woman was literally in tears when she said this to me. Now, that was over a period of 15-minute conversation to get to that point. The reason why I share that story with you is because when you know where you're going and you know what the finish line looks like, and we as coaches, whoever invited you or whoever sent you this recording, when we understand what that 30 pounds means, we can do a much better job of helping you get to that finish line. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that woman's 30 pounds became my 30 pounds. I was as excited to watch her set up that Match.com profile as probably she was, if not more so. It was like when we as coaches help you guys achieve something that means that much to you, that's why we became coaches. That's what makes what we do life-changing for us and for you. Anything you want to add to that? Because I don't want to be the only one talking.
Good. You're good.
So that's what it was. I mean, that's what this whole fitness thing is all about. So if somebody's sending you something about being in an accountability group or a challenge group, or you're talking to one of these coaches that sent you this, or you're talking to us, this is the conversation that we want to have. And I'll be honest with you, if we can't have that conversation and we can't figure out what that emotional connection is, then I'm not going to, and they're not going to, ask you to make a financial commitment, because then you're wasting your money and we're wasting our time, because we can't help you if we don't know where we're going. And we also can't help you if you're not ready to go there. So to be as candid with you as possible, that's basically the fitness side of us talking about what we're going to talk about in this webinar. So before I move on, is there anybody on here, and I'll switch over to gallery mode or whatever they call it, is can see you or not, that has any questions about any of this, or wants to ask questions about the challenge groups or what accountability groups are involved or any of that kind of stuff before I move on to the next part? Anybody? Going once? All right. So then I'm going to move back onto the coaching side of things. So this next part of this webinar is basically going to be us talking to you about what it means to be a Beachbody coach. And I don't even like calling it being a Beachbody coach. Yes, you'll be, if you decide to do this, you're going to be a Beachbody coach. But I don't call myself a Beachbody coach. I call myself the CEO of NC Fit Club. She's the vice president of NC Fit Club. 8 years ago when we started this business, I never would have imagined that it was going to change our lives the way it has. You're looking at two people who have dealt with a lot of stuff in the last 8 years. We've dealt with bankruptcy. We've dealt with marital issues. We've dealt with cancer and family members that we've lost. We've dealt with a lot of dark days. And I can honestly look you in the eyes, as much as I can say that on a webcam, I can honestly look you in the eyes and tell you that if it wasn't for this business, we wouldn't have made it. This business has been literally a lifesaver, a marriage saver, and I guess that's all the adjectives I can think of. Any other names that you would think of? Over the last, it'll be 8 years, it's October of 2016. Over the last 8 years, we've grown it into a very successful six-figure business. It's continuing to grow every day. We constantly are learning and changing and evolving as social media evolves and everything else. And so I'm going to talk to you guys about what the coaching side of this is. And I'm going to do a screen share so I can show you some information. And here we go. All right. So like I told you, we're NC Fit Club. Let me minimize you guys so that you're not having to look at us. Let's see.
As I'm done drinking my drink.
There we go. All right. So I'll hit play. And that, by the way, in the top left corner is me at 255 pounds or whatever point I stopped. Three-time elite coach. No, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to read any of this crap except because none of it means anything to you except for a couple of them. The last half, we are very determined. We are very ambitious. We pride ourselves on marketing ourselves as fit parents. And for those of you that are Shaun T fans, yes, I am also the producer of Shaun T's podcast, Trust and Believe. which I'm very proud of, and it's near and dear to my heart every week. And it's an amazing thing to be, part of or whatever. So, the actual Coach Network for Beachbody has been around since 1998. Those of you that are watching this program or watching this webinar recorded or live, you already know all the programs. I'm not going to sit here and kill you to death with all the hundreds and hundreds of programs that we have. It is basically, it was formed in 98, and the Coach Network was founded in 2007. And basically what happened was Carl Deichler, who was the CEO of Beachbody, basically said, okay, we can take programs like P90X and we can either sell them on the shelves at Target and Walmart, or we can actually take people like us and whoever invited you to this, who have had success with these programs, who are passionate about it, who care about helping other people, and we can let them do a word of mouth type of advertising for us, which is the way they went. And they're pretty smart for doing so, because Team Beachbody, which is the Coach Network, has really blown up. And I have no idea how many coaches we're up to. It's hundreds of thousands of coaches. And I don't know if they've hit $1 billion a year yet, but they're pretty damn close if they haven't. It is network marketing. So I put this slide in here on purpose. Is it a pyramid scheme? No. Whether you want to believe me on that or not is totally up to you. The one thing I will tell you is that pyramid schemes are not about retailing. They're only about recruiting. I have zero interest in the person that sent you this, has zero interest in signing you up as a coach, unless you want to do one of two things. You either have a passion for helping people and you actually want to work this business, or they're trying to save you money and help you make Shakeology or some of these programs more affordable, and you can be what we call a discount coach or an inactive coach / preferred customer. Those are the two different ways we word it, which basically you're a glorified customer. You have a coach account, you're saving money. We don't make money off of you if you're a discount coach. It takes away the commission, but a lot of times we'll do that for people that we care about that need the financial assistance, that don't have the money to spend on Shakeology. We have no problem signing people up as discount coaches to help them with that. Pyramid schemes have zero value to the customer. It's just about recruiting people, and I will not sign you up unless you're trying to save money or you want to work the business. I do not get paid, and nobody that sent you this or invited you to this gets a single penny off of you for anything that you buy as a discount coach, nor do they make a penny off of you if you don't actually become a coach and successful in helping people. This whole business is about changing lives. It just so happens that we're paid with a binary compensation plan, which is basically what one of the types of compensation plans that network marketing uses. So if you want to look at it like this, think of it like a Verizon store. I like to use this example. When you walk into a Verizon store, you have the sales rep on the floor, you have the district manager, and you have the CEO. All the people on the floor that are selling you the iPhones and the Android phones and getting you to buy the data packages and all that stuff are making money for the district manager, who's then making money for the CEO of Verizon. The money's rolling up the hill, and they're all making money based off of what the little people do. In this business, as a coach, you only make money for yourself and nobody else by being successful. I don't make money. I don't get a part of your commission if you're a coach on our team. The only thing that we get as coaches is we get rewarded if you are successful with volume bonuses, which means nothing to you. But I'll put it to you to use a Verizon example. Let's just say, and most of you that have corporate jobs will understand this. So like my wife worked, she used to work part-time in the dentist office. She's on the process of leaving. But when she worked at the dentist office, they would get bonuses on the amount of patients that they could get in and how much they could collect from the insurance company. So the more money they collected from the patients and the insurance companies, if they hit a certain quota, they would get bonuses. Well, in the coaching part of this, as a Beachbody coach, we get cycle bonuses off of the amount of volume that our team, and this is the key word, retails, meaning they actually sell products and they actually help people. And then we get rewarded for teaching them how to help people, because that's why we became coaches, because we want to help people. If you sign up as a coach and you don't help anybody, then you're just a discount coach, assuming that you're even using the products. Otherwise, you're just sitting there and you're not doing anything for anybody, including yourself. So that may sound like a little bit of tough love, but I just want to be as real about this as I can, because this is probably the number one objection that most people have about network marketing. And I'll be honest with you, if Beachbody shut down tomorrow, I would not go find another network marketing business to work for. I only do this because I care about helping people do what I did, go from 255 to whatever their goal is, which was mine. So what is a coach? We are regular people. I hope you can pick up on that based off of what you're hearing from me. I'm not a fancy person. I don't get up here and talk and have a bunch of fancy language. If you get to know me, you'll know that I have no filter sometimes, and I have a bad habit of cussing. So because I'm just one of those people. I am who I am. We're not not all of us are fitness experts or trainers. You don't have to be. You do not have to be a nutritionist. All you are is somebody that wants to be healthy. You want to help other people be healthy. You do need to be driven and determined to change not only your life, but theirs. You need to be a person who wants to be on Shakeology and understand what that means. And you need to be somebody who wants to lead by example. So, a lot of us do end up getting trainer certifications, like we'll get Insanity certified, teach live classes or whatever, but none of us, you do not have to be a personal trainer. Personal trainers that do this business do really well if they're open-minded enough to understand that they can only train so many people during the day. Whereas if you're a coach, you can actually help a lot of people. We talk to probably 30 people a day through social media, through our accountability groups. We have accountability groups going right now that have 30, 40 people in them that we're constantly working with every day. A personal trainer is not going to be able to see 30 or 40 people a day. So there's advantages to the coaching aspect outside of just being a trainer. So what does a coach do? We support people. We encourage people. We are their co-pilots on their journey. So like, to use the example I told you a second ago about helping that lady set up her Match.com profile, I was her co-pilot. She and I were walking hand in hand from the start line to the finish line. All I cared about was getting her to the finish line to get that 30 pounds down, and I couldn't wait to see. I wanted her to send me a snapshot of her profile on Match.com. And it was funny because like the week later, it was like, hey, who you got any dates yet? Who you going out with? That kind of stuff. That's what I live and thrive off of. We hold people accountable and we help people find answers. We don't have all the answers. So if we don't have the answers, the beauty of this is we got an amazing team. We know a lot of smart people. And if we don't know the answer, we will find the answer for you. And that's what we do as coaches. How do we make money? We make 25% commission off of retail sales, which basically means that if Shakeology is $129, we make $30 commission, or $29.95 or $29.96 or whatever it is. It's $30 off of the retail sales. We have team cycle bonuses, which I just briefly explained to you a minute ago. I'm not even going to hit fast start matching bonuses because that's stuff you'll learn about if you decide to be a coach, as well as Star Diamond leadership bonuses. We get all of our products at wholesale. So that's where the discount coach comes into effect. When I talked to you guys earlier about becoming a discount coach or a preferred customer or whatever, it means that you are basically have the account. I have several friends of mine that I signed up as coaches just so they could save the money. They are not coaching anybody. They're not obligated to coach anybody. They're just saving the 25% that they would normally be paying if they weren't a coach. And our parents, Alicia just reminded me, our parents have been on Shakeology ever since it's been out, which has been since 2010. So for the last 6 years, 2009. Yeah, that's right. I'm sitting here looking at the thing. It was March 16th, 2009. There are no quotas. You can cancel your coach account anytime. If you decide to be a coach and you work it as a business and you're helping people, you do not have to buy 100 P90Xs, for example, and have them sitting in your garage. Everything is through your website. People will you'll send people the links and we'll train you on all that, and they'll buy it off your site and it ships directly to them. The thing I like about this is the part about rewards for helping other people. Helping that lady get that Match.com profile set up was reward enough for me, but there's also these kind of rewards. I mean, these kind of rewards are just like the gravy. Honest to God, I think helping somebody get off diabetes medication and get off cholesterol meds and hopefully extend their life 10 or 15 years is the reward, and that's enough reward. But these also are the icing on the cake, or gravy, or whatever you want to call it. We have Success Club trips each year. We just got back from the March 6, 2016 trip on the Oasis, which you see there. The bottom left picture is us in the Bahamas, or St. Thomas. Disney World, Cancun. The top right picture is us and a bunch of our coaches, some of which are on this call, that was at Summit last year in Nashville, and we had a good time there. Which one? Let me go back. Oh, yeah, and there's Carly in the bottom right. So basically, go ahead.
This is something that we've been able to do and do things with her that we did not experience as kids. Like for her to be able to go to Disney World as many times as she's been on 2 cruises with us. She's been to the Bahamas. Just to get her to experience things that most kids her age don't get to experience.
She's done more traveling in her 14 years of life than I had ever done by the time I was 14.
Right.
So if you're a parent, this is an opportunity to do what all of us want to do as parents, is to make our kids' lives better than ours. And my parents were pretty damn good at helping me have a happy childhood. And so for me to even be able to build off of that is a plus. Who are we? So obviously Alicia and I are very family oriented. We're very supportive. I like to think that we're fun. I know for a fact we're leaders, and I know for a fact we're entrepreneurs because I have a corporation. We have a business. We file taxes. We pay taxes. We make money, and we don't have to answer to anybody. I told our team of coaches the other day that I will never, ever, ever put my family's fate in the hands of anybody else but myself and Alicia. Meaning I will never let anybody ever control my financial situation other than me. A lot of people have this fear of becoming entrepreneurs because they feel like that becoming an entrepreneur is a risk and that the job they have in corporate America or wherever they work is safe and secure. And it's not. I'm talking from experience. I lost a job in radio. I worked in radio for a long time and I lost that job. And I remember, and the only thing I can tell you is that since we started NC Fit Club, I have been able to give myself a raise every single year. Going through bankruptcy, going through the shit that we've been through, there's something to be said about being your own boss, and that is honest to God, true job security. It takes time to wrap your mind around that, but it's the God's honest truth. And I'm speaking from experience. And I mean, nothing sucks more than sitting in bankruptcy court and listening to have all your dirty laundry being aired out in front of everybody, and then knowing that you can rebuild your life because you own your own business and you know that it's successful. Next one. How can we help you? If you decide to be a coach, you'll have access to all of our trainings. We're in the process of doing some amazing social media training that we can turn you on to. We constantly have guest speakers. We're having a leadership retreat this September here in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is where we are. We're renting this lake house, and we're going to have a boat and all kinds of cool things that we're going to do that weekend. We do weekly team calls. We do leadership training. We do a lot of stuff. We're all about helping you guys be successful because like I told you at the beginning of this call, if you decide to be in this business and start your own business, then as long as you're willing to put in the work, we will support you and train you and help you every single step of the way. I would do nothing less for you as a coach on our team, and the people that sent you this, I'm speaking for them as well. I would do, and we would do, nothing less for you than we would do for somebody who has 50, 60, 70, 80, or 100 pounds or more to lose. I treat helping somebody grow this business as seriously as I do somebody that's trying to lose 100 pounds. Whether you're a customer or a coach, the journey's the same. It's just a different destination and a different journey path to get there. So what's next? Some of you may ask, how much does it cost to be a coach? We pay $15.95 a month in business fees. That handles all of our websites, and you'll have 3 or 4 of them, which we'll teach you about if you decide to sign up and train you on. It's very simple. It also handles all of your customer service. So if somebody buys a program from you or buys a bag of Shakeology from you, and it shows up in the UPS box and they pop it open and it's the Shakeology's busted open, which has happened to me, or the DVD's cracked or doesn't work, all they have to do is call the 800 number and Beachbody takes care of it. You're basically paying them $15.95 a month to handle the maintenance on all your websites, make sure they stay up, handle all the customer service issues, and that's it for $16 a month. If you have issues as a coach with customer service or anything, you can always reach out to us and we will help you get it, and we can always get involved. And that unfortunately does happen from time to time. No company's perfect, but you have us to support you, and nothing has ever gone that I've been aware of. If something gets brought to my attention, it's never been unresolved. There is a one-time fee of $40 when you sign up, unless you decide to buy a challenge pack. If you decide to buy a challenge pack as a coach when you sign up, they waive the $40 and all you pay for is the challenge pack. So that means if you're going to do this as a discount coach, that means you don't have to pay the $40. And as a discount coach, you will still pay the $15.95 a month, but you're saving $30 on your Shakeology. So you're coming out $15 ahead just on the Shakeology. Anything after that, you're just adding to the amount of money that you would save. If you're a married couple, or if you've got 2 bags of Shakeology in the house a month, you're saving $45 as a discount coach. And I could go on and on, but you can do the math. And obviously there's Beachbody On Demand and things like that you end up saving money on and that kind of stuff. So I will end by saying this, and I'm going to stop sharing so you can actually see our faces. I will end it by saying this. I personally want to thank you guys, and I'm going to open it up for questions after this, for getting on here and taking the time to either watch this video or get on here and listen to what we have to say. And I'm at 9:28. That's awesome. I didn't even know what time it was. I said it was going to be 30 minutes less, and I did it because normally my coaches that are on here know I like to talk. So that's pretty much it. The person that invited you to this, or the person that sent you this recording, is going to follow up with you. Hear me very carefully if you're watching this and they sent you this. I am giving you permission. You tell them that Todd said this. It's okay to tell them no if you don't want to do this, whether it's a customer, a coach, or a discount coach. Nobody's going to force you. We're not going to chase you down the streets with a bag of Shakeology trying to pour the powder down your throat. None of that. You have my permission to tell them no if you don't want to do it. That's a heck of a lot better than not replying to somebody and them feeling like they don't understand why you're not replying to them. And then they feel like, do I chase them down? Do I talk to them? And then I don't want to chase them down. I don't want to seem pushy. So just do me a favor for them. If you're watching this, please just let them know if you're not interested. Don't be afraid to ask questions. If you're concerned about the pyramid scheme part, if you're concerned about the money part of it, ask them. They will answer your questions. They will not try to convince you to do this. I'm not going to try to convince you to do it because it's not going to do any of us any good to convince you to do something that you're not wholeheartedly interested in. If there is a part of you that is even the slightest bit interested in either becoming a customer or a coach of either kind, discount or work in the business, this is my piece of advice to you. A life of chance is better than a life of regret. So I would encourage you to take 2 to 3 weeks, 30 days max, 4 weeks, and just give it a shot. Just try it. Just plug in. If you're wanting to be a coach and work the business, give it a shot. Try it out. If you want to be a customer, give it 2. If you're a customer, I'll even dumb it down to 2 weeks. Give it 2 weeks. Commit to meeting that coach or us halfway, and see at the end of 2 weeks if you're feeling better, if things are changing, if you're feeling better about your life, if you're feeling better about your body image issues, if you're wanting to be a coach in this business and work this thing. And after 2 weeks, you feel like this is a whole hock of baloney and the training sucks and we suck and you don't want to do this anymore, I will be more than happy to let you go and we can still be friends and nobody's going to hunt you down and nobody's going to defriend you or any of that stuff if you decide not to do it. So I like to be as open and candid with you guys as possible so that it's easier on everybody and nobody's wasting time. But if you're watching this, then there's obviously tells me that there's something about this that you're interested in, whether a customer or a coach. And I would encourage you to explore that with the person and have a real conversation with them. Don't hold back. Matter of fact, I think you should be as real with these people as you can. Like, tell them what you're afraid of. Tell them what you don't like about it. Tell them what you do like about it. Tell them what your concerns are. And then just see where the conversation goes. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So anybody have any questions tonight that's on here live that you want to ask? Any of the coaches that are on here have anything that you guys want to add? Because I know there's a couple of them, our team members are on here. And you don't feel obligated to, but I'm just offering it if you guys wanted to say anything. Anybody? Everybody good? All right. Awesome. Well, again, thank you very much for those of you watching the recording. Thank you for those of you that tuned in live. And I hope to get to know some of you, whether you become a coach or a customer. And we will talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody.